What's going on, you guys? Thank you all so much for joining. So this week I have the keys to the brand new 2019 Toyota Corolla Hatchback. Super excited for this opportunity. This is such a good car. Now this essentially replaces the Scion IM or Toyota Corolla IM, whichever one you want to call it, since Scion is no longer a brand. But this is a fully true, built from the ground up, branded under Toyota hatchback in the Corolla lineup. So this is a very, very good looking car. First of all, let me just start by saying that. I also want to say thank you to Toyota USA for sending me this car to review for you guys. Now, if you are new to the channel, before I begin, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I upload new videos every single week, and be sure to click that notification bell. That way YouTube will alert you every time I upload a new video. But starting off with the color, guys, this is called Blue Flame, and it looks a lot like the blue from the Focus RS. So it looks just like that nitrous blue, and even if you get really close, you can see it has just tons of pearl and flake effect. I mean, it's just so beautiful. I'll give you a different look over here. Look at that. It is such a cool look. And one more time, you can even see it on the mirrors. But man, such a beautiful blue. This car is all new from the ground up. I think it looks really good. It is going more in line with Toyota's new, more aggressive look. So the front end is a really nice look. So this is the XSE trim. So that means you're gonna get this chrome surround on the grille. Now, if you get a little bit closer, you're gonna have this interesting pattern going through there. Got a little bit of piano black trim down here. Your fog lights are going to be down there. Now you've got this really cool, sort of real aggressive design right here in the headlamps. You're going to have these triple LEDs right here, which I think they look fantastic. Of course, you're going to have full LEDs on this bad boy. Now over to the middle, you're gonna of course have your glossed over emblem there. It's gonna house a lot of your radars for your cruise control. This does have Toyota's brand new 2.0 version of their basically safety systems. So this new Corolla is the first to get that. Of course, you're gonna have your camera located right up there, if you guys can see that. But yeah, it's a really good overall, just really nice looking car. Really enjoy the front ends. Now coming to the wheels, you have these 18-inch wheels, which look really nice. Give you guys a little different look at them, but they have a nice pearl effect to them. So if you get close to that as well, you can see even the wheels have a nice little bit of flake going into them. But yeah, these are gonna be Yokohama tires. They perform pretty well, so I'll show you guys how that looks later, but I really like the wheels. Now, this part of the car is my favorite, just the way this looks. It really reminds me of the Lexus LC500. It has that same sort of unique look right here in the fender. Now, the profile of this thing looks incredible. There we go. As you can see, those 18-inch wheels really fill out the wheel wells pretty well for a $25,000 hatchback. Now, I really love the character lines going down the side as well. So this particular one doesn't have the bigger spoiler, which I'm kind of glad. I feel like it does make it look a little bit boy racer-ish. And on a car that only has mid 160 horsepower, you really don't need the extra spoiler, in my personal opinion. But if you want it, it still is available as an option. Now coming to the back, you have more aggressive lines coming through here. You're gonna have your reflectors right down there as well. But I also like these tail lights. They are going to be LEDs as well, and they look really, really nice. I mean, I truly enjoy the way that those look. Now, this whole back trunk area is gonna be made out of composite. So it's sort of like a carbon composite, but minus the carbon. It's a different material, but because of that, it's really light, really strong, and you're able to get these really unique lines going through the back of it. It's just super detailed, very aggressive looking, and it just makes the car look a lot more Lexus-like, in my opinion. XSC badge right here. Now you do have your fake chrome exhaust back here, so those are not real exhausts. You actually only have one exhaust, and it is located right down there, if you guys can see that. All right, so getting into the Corolla hatch, you are going to have a Corolla specific key. It's gonna say Corolla there on the back with this gloss black here. You only have two buttons, your lock and your unlock. and then of course your panic button there, so 3 buttons. And yeah, so getting into the car is easy. You can use the key to get in, but if you walk up to the door, you are going to have your keyless entry system. So there's a ribbed pattern located right there. You're gonna push that. That's going to lock the car, and there's a touchpad located right behind here. That's going to unlock the car. All right, so shutting the door on the new Corolla. Really nice solid shut and solid opening. Yeah, good stuff. Here's a quick look at the inside. All right, so starting the car is super simple. Keyless start, so foot on the brake, you're gonna push that button there. That will start the car. All right, you guys, so let's start off with the steering wheel. Really nice design. I love this metal piece that comes around the horn. Of course, Toyota badge right there in the middle. The steering wheel is actually pretty thick for a car of this price point. You do have black stitching there. You're going to have your wipers over here. They're not going to be automatic, but you do have automatic lights, and your fog lamps are located there. Now, the paddles here are pretty cool. So the CVT in here does have a fixed first gear. So the first gear is real. After that, it's all simulated shifts, but as you guys will see later on in the video, it's pretty impressive what they did with it. It kind of feels like you're actually shifting. But over here to the right, you're going to have this adaptive cruise. So you're going to push that, turn it on, push it down to set, and then of course plus and minus to adjust. This will adjust the distance between you and the car in front of you. Your lane keep assist, which is really neat because it'll center you in the middle of your lane and it'll basically drive itself for you. It's pretty impressive. The mode, the previous, next. Over here to the left, you're going to have your back button, your phone commands, you're going to have your volume, and then your voice commands located right there. Now, of course, these are going to be used to control the new screen right there in the middle. So over to the left, you're going to have your tach. Over to the right, you're going to have your fuel, your water temperature, and right in the middle is going to be your speedometer. Now, you can scroll through these different screens, as you guys can see there. And yeah, pretty neat. Now, don't mind that 18.8 miles per gallon. I have been driving this thing like a journalist would drive a car, so this isn't a very accurate representation of the miles per gallon. It's just been actually a really decently fun car to drive, so I've been giving it gas most of the time, and the 18.8 is definitely not representative of that, so you at least know that if you drive this thing like a complete jerk, you will at the very minimum get 18 miles per gallon. Now, you do have your steering wheel adjustment located under here, like that, so it does telescope and go up and down. Now over here, you're going to have your automatic high beam, so you're going to push that to turn on your automatic high beams, your interior lighting adjustment. Now coming up here, I love this vent, so it's got this cool shape to it, and the cool part is this, the stitching up here, everything flows really, really well together. They definitely took cues from Lexus, so as you guys will see here, it'll start there. These two lines will go all the way across, all the way over to the very end, where it'll do the same design piece. It's a really beautiful interior, it really is, especially this dash part right here. It's just very well done. It's super impressive, especially when you get into it for the first time. It's just really nice. Now coming back over here, you're going to have a speaker for your JBL sound system. Pretty nice sound system, speaker right there as well. Now I do wish this sort of had like a heads-up display like the Mazda 3. I will say so far though, the interior for me is better than a Mazda 3 hands down. It's really, really nice. I do like the screen here. One good thing about it, it's not too far away, so I can actually sit right here and push it and not have to reach very far. It looks further than it is, but when you reach up for it, it's pretty close, so I do like that. Of course, it's the same system that Toyota has used in the new Camry. Any of their new products works very well. One cool thing about this does have Alexa, so if you guys have Android, you can hook up Alexa to your house, so you can tell Alexa to turn on your lights or do anything you need to at your house from your car. And while you're inside your house, you can tell Alexa to start your car. You can tell Alexa to how much gas you have left in your car, and she'll tell you how much gas you have left in your Corolla. It's pretty crazy. So that is one cool thing. You also have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay on here as well. Now coming down here, you've got this piano black piece, of course, dual zone climate control. More stitching down here. One thing I actually don't like is, if you guys can see this down here, you have a wireless charging pad, which is cool, but the space that they give you is so small that there's like nowhere to, if your phone's big enough, it's just a weird reach. Now usually I would use those as an area to like put my wallet on, because my phone personally isn't compatible, but it's just such a small space, you really can't fit much in there except for a phone. And of course your heated seats are over here. High, low, high, low. More white leather stitching coming right there. Your sport mode, so when you push your sport mode, it's going to turn the gauges red, just like that. The CVT will shift a little bit more aggressively. Traction control, if you hold that for a few seconds, that'll turn everything off. So if I push that down, hold it for a few seconds, that'll turn everything off, and then push it one more time, turn everything back on. Shifter is straight out of the current generation of Toyota products. Really nice shifter. Manual mode, at which point you can use the paddles. Reverse will pull up your backup camera. But it doesn't have guidance lines, so they won't turn with the steering wheel. And you can put it back in park, it'll go right away. Nice leather shift boot here, more aluminum accenting going along the side. Your electronic parking brake, your brake hold, your cup holders here. Now the cup holders are interesting, so you can definitely fit smaller drinks in there. No issues, they fit fine. You can access your armrests and everything like that. One thing about bigger drinks, they don't fit, they'll clink against each other, and you actually can't get to the armrest if you need to get anything out. So that is one thing that if you guys drink bigger drinks and you live in America, you can't do that. But I do like this whole area, this whole setup right here. More piano black coming through here. Very, very soft leather armrest with the stitching. It's pretty small though, so like just my arm takes up the entire armrest. But you lift that up, you've got storage space under there, 12 volt, and you're going to have a USB located right in there, and then little divots here, so if you have a cord and it's not going to squish your cord, you can put that there. Now you have a USB located right there, and an auxiliary there as well, if you guys can see that. Of course, storage space over here. Now coming up, here's your mirror, interior illumination right here. You don't have LED lights on the inside. No sunroof as well. Apparently sunroof is not an option, so if you guys like moonroof, sunroof, whatever you want to call it, you can't get it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the inside, guys. We'll go ahead and check out the back seat and see how the room is. Now before we move to the back seat, one thing I forgot is that the armrest actually does slide forwards and backwards, so that way you can have your optimum arm resting position. All right, guys, going to the back seat of the Corolla hatch. There's really not a ton of room. So you have a cup holder over here, a little bit of storage space. My knees are right up against the seat. I'm 6 feet tall. I have like no room back here, so it's not the most spacious. You do have a mat pocket here, mat pocket over here. You have this little open area here. The seats are pretty decent. You still have the same cloth back here. Once again, you can have the same setup with the cup holder and a storage area there. Going to have a little handle here, a hook, and you do have an armrest with cup holders in there as well. It's really plush. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 cup holders back here, which is pretty neat. But yeah, not a ton of room. And my headroom, you guys can't really see it, but I probably have about 2 inches of headroom. I do apologize, by the way, my tripod is broken, so I do have to do this for now. But yeah, not a ton of room, but let's go ahead and check out the trunk. All right, so coming to the hatch of the Corolla, to open it, it's actually not going to be here. That's going to be your backup camera. That's how you're going to open the hatch. I'm going to push that. That'll open it right up. Now, I do like this Corolla branded mat. It's pretty cool looking. I like how it's got this like aviation style lettering to it. Now, please don't mind this over here. It's just my paperwork. It just kind of got crumbled. But yeah, you have a little bit of storage space over here. A little bit of storage space over here. It's really deep, but it's very narrow, so I'm not sure what you can fit in there. And you don't have storage space under here unless you were to get rid of your spare tire. So there you go. But I did take my usual Sam's trip, so I will show you guys how this thing did on probably my biggest order yet. All right, so I've got all this stuff to fit back here. So it is 18 cubic feet with the seats up, but with the seats pulled down, I have 23.3 cubic feet of space. So let's see if this will be enough to fit all of this. All right, you guys, wait until you see this. This is absolutely insane. I'm not really sure how legal this is, but I got everything to fit. It is crazy how packed it is in there. But yeah, with a little bit of patience, you can make it happen. It's just a lot of stuff. But yeah, there you go. All right, so under the hood of the new Corolla is going to sit a 2-liter, non-turbocharged, just naturally aspirated 4-cylinder. It's going to make 168 horsepower. Now that is all going to be sent to the front wheels via the what Toyota calls Dynamic Shift CVT. Now, like I said, that does have simulated gears, but it does have a real first gear, which should help with off-the-line acceleration, which is not a strong suit for CVT transmissions. And yeah, you guys can see the fuel economy figures right here as well. Really decent fuel economy. You're talking almost 38 miles a gallon on the highway, so very, very good fuel economy if you drive this thing right. But yeah, let's go ahead, get it on the road, and see how it does. All right, you guys, so behind the wheel of the 2019 Toyota Corolla Hatchback. This car is pretty decent. I will say, as you guys can hear right now, there's a lot of road noise that comes in, like a lot of road noise. Of course, we are on a freshly paved road. It still has a little bit of kind of gravel here and there, but I mean, there's a lot of noise coming in. It's pretty crazy. I don't know if it's the tires, I don't know if it's the sound deadening, I'm not really sure what it is, but you guys can hear it for yourselves. It's pretty loud. Anyways, the car itself as a driving car is actually pretty decent. So even though this has the new Dynamic Shift CVT, it's actually a pretty impressive unit. It's not boring. It doesn't absolutely sap the fun out of the driving experience. It's just a very good overall transmission. I'm very impressed with what they did with this dynamic shift. So basically the way it works, it has a real first gear. And what that real first gear is going to do is help with off-the-line acceleration, which is usually not a strong point for CVT transmissions. After you exit that first gear, you're going to go into the full simulated CVT gears, and from 2 all the way up until 8, you're going to have simulated shifts. So let me show you guys how that works. So I'm going to put it in sport mode. You don't have to put it into sport mode. I just found out that it shifts a little bit quicker when you are in sport mode, and the shifts are incredible. So let me slap this over to manual mode. I'm in 7th, if you guys can see that at all. I don't know if you can see the tack over here, but I'll do my best to show you guys. 6, 5, 4, 3, and I'm going to upshift 4, 5, 6. It's pretty quick. It works like dual clutch fast. It's pretty insane. Now you don't get the same shift response as you do in a true dual clutch. Now when you shift, they have a simulated jerk that happens, so it makes you feel like you're actually shifting, but it just doesn't feel the same. It's kind of a weird concept. I'm not gonna lie, after the initial cool factor of it, it kind of gets annoying because it like jerks you forward ever so slightly. And I was driving with my wife and she kept asking me, why do you keep jerking the car like that? And I had to explain to her, it's not me, it's the fact that they simulated it in there. So if you do like to use this and you have other people in the car, they may get annoyed with the constant simulated jerk that there is from the CVT gears. So as far as handling, this is Toyota's new global architecture. So I'm going to take it around this corner. Now this does have a form of torque vectoring. I'll show you guys more about that in just a second, but it actually drives pretty well. It took that corner really well. And yeah, it's pretty decent. It's not bad. It actually puts a smile on your face, which is more than I could say about the last generation Toyota. Even the Scion IM, I drove the Scion IM, was not a huge fan of it. I thought it was okay, but I ended up liking the Scion IA better, which is funny because that's actually a rebadged Mazda 2. Now, in terms of the competition, so let's compare this to, let's say, the Mazda 3. So the Mazda 3 is going to have better steering feel. The steering feel in here is very light and numb. Even in sport setting, it's very, very light, and it just doesn't have a lot of feedback to it. It's very precise, which is a good thing. So you can point it wherever you want and you know it's going to go in that direction. However, it's just very vague. The Mazda does a better job of that in terms of making you feel like you have a more sporty oriented vehicle. I will say, however, that in the corners, this will probably outdo everything in the class. It's pretty good, especially for like a base model vehicle. This isn't a performance version or anything like that. So it's actually pretty impressive that they have that. So speaking of that torque vectoring system, I wasn't super sure about it. I actually had to dig hardcore to find some information on it, so I have that up here on the screen. But basically it's sort of like a brake based torque vectoring system, and it works pretty okay. You can actually feel it kind of doing its thing in the corners. If you like slowly apply throttle while you're mid corner, you can kind of feel it drag you inwards. It's pretty impressive that that is available on this vehicle. Now, in terms of everyday driving with this car, so of course you have Apple CarPlay, so I can go through, click Apple CarPlay, and just, you know, that's always a good feature. The screen is pretty close, so like I said earlier in my review, reaching up and touching it is not an issue. Especially I have the seat leaned back because I do have the GoPro on, and I can still reach it, no issues. Very nice. The visibility is fantastic. Out of the back, it's okay, it's not the best, but out of the sides is really where you're gonna benefit in this car. So you have this huge window right here, and there's just lots of area, lots of open space, and then you have really big mirrors. So the mirrors are great because they're on the larger side, and of course you have blind spot monitoring as well. This does have the adaptive cruise control, so I can put it on cruise control and, you know, let it do its thing. One thing I thought was pretty cool is I found out that if you are in traffic situations, this will basically drive itself for you. It's pretty neat. I put together a little video clip for you guys. I'll show you that real quick. Alright guys, super cool thing about this adaptive cruise control is that in traffic it will basically drive itself. So I'm in traffic right now, as you can see, it is going, the car's braking, it's slowing down. I am not doing a single thing. And as you can see here, it has the rails up indicating that it won't go into the other lanes. And this is pretty sweet. I'm really digging this. Now, I love looking at cars at night, as you guys know, so let's go ahead and check out how this thing looks at night. All right, you guys, so it is nighttime, sun is going down, got a crazy, beautiful Texas sky, and a beautiful blue Corolla hatch. Look at this thing at night, it looks great. So here are the LED lights, so everything is going to be full LEDs. So you guys can see LED fog lamps, your LED, everything. It looks fantastic. And this blue looks fantastic at night, so good. Let's go ahead and check out the back. Nice LED strip back here. It is seriously a good looking car. Really like it a lot. I personally think it looks better than the Scion IM. It's just a lot more aggressive looking, and yeah, love the lighting. All right, well, that's going to be it for my review of the 2019 Corolla Hatchback. I really enjoyed making this video for you guys, and if y'all enjoyed it as well, be sure to give me a huge thumbs up. It'll seriously help the channel out so much more than you guys realize. And if you are new to the channel and you want to subscribe and you like car content, be sure to click that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so YouTube will alert you every time I upload a new video. And you're going to want to stay tuned this week because Audi is flying me out to San Francisco to be at the world debut of the all-new Audi e-tron. So you guys definitely want to click that subscribe right over there. And if you want to see some more of my other videos, you can click over to the right, check out the Mazda 3 review, and I just reviewed the Volkswagen Golf R if you like performance. But thank you guys for watching, and y'all take care.